Hi, welcome to our presentation on why Reese should invest in the Philippines over any other country. We will be reviewing the cultural, economic, and political factors that influence the market, a basic SWOT analysis, why this market is superior to all others, along with our precise marketing and budget plan in order to gain maximum profits for the company.
So then, shall we begin? Let's begin with the question, why the Philippines? To understand why we chose the Philippines, first you must understand why not the other four countries. Let us begin with Venezuela. A graphical representation of the inflation in Venezuela looks something much akin to a half-pipe, with record-breaking inflation of over 1,000% yearly, followed up with a complete lack of purchasing power. A country with a whopping $14 minimum wage monthly makes this quite the unideal country. Next, we move on to Chile. The Chile experience can be summed up as a logistical nightmare, with most of the inland country inaccessible in any reliable capacity, compounded with the fact that the economy and the population is relatively small to begin with, makes the country not particularly worth the effort. As for Russia, the country is modern and has several strong aspects, but a few key points make it a bad option. First of all, peanut butter is virtually non-existent in the Russian diet. Secondly, Russians tend to prefer salty snacks over sweets. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, Russia has an import ban on US and EU imported foodstuffs. Finally, we have Japan. Japan was the second best choice of a target market, but several key aspects of the product itself makes it unfit for the Japanese market. First of all, peanut butter is not in the Japanese diet. To put this in perspective, spreads of any kind, including peanut butter, have a smaller market share than baby food, which is saying a lot considering their declining replacement and birth rate. But perhaps more impactful is the Japanese disposition. American sweets are often viewed as too sweet for the palate. And if they have the option to import foods from anywhere, why not import high-quality European brands instead? And with that understanding, we move on to the SWOT analysis of the Philippines itself, beginning with its strengths. First and foremost, peanut butter is already in the Filipino diet, which means we do not have to reintroduce them or get them accustomed to the idea. Secondly, the Philippines are very receptive to American culture. And finally, the Philippines has almost 60 ports and 2 container terminals throughout the island, meaning there are many places to bring the products. Now let's talk about the weaknesses for a moment. According to data from the World Bank, 21.6% of the population live in poverty. So the purchasing power is not spectacular. But this could be an opportunity if Reese is seen as an inferior good. Secondly, the ineffective judicial system can lead to very costly and drawn-out court cases. It might even take several years to resolve conflicts over commercial disputes. And finally, the Philippines is lagging behind several of its neighbors in infrastructure development, which is a potential issue for inland transportation for large amounts of goods. Next, we have the opportunities. The Philippines is the second fastest growing population in Southeast Asia, with a population that is young, dynamic, and heavily influenced by Western culture. This proves a great opportunity. And finally, peanuts have the 16th largest agricultural land reserves in the Philippines, potential for producing the product inland. And finally, we have the threats. Jars of peanut butter can be purchased for as low as $1.06, meaning outside production may be unable to compete. Next, the Philippines has restricted foreign ownership in select industries. Although not an issue in the food industry yet, it may be a potential threat. And finally, US products are viewed as high quality and trustworthy, but also expensive, possibly viewed as a normal or even luxury good instead of an inferior good. So let's move on. Let's take a look at the competition, shall we? Beginning with the domestic competition.
Reese's is manufactured by the Hershey Company, which is one of the 6th largest chocolate manufacturers in the world. Although it is an established product internationally, Reese's faces significant competition in the Philippines, not only with renowned brands, but with successful Filipino chocolate brands as well. Chocolate is quite a popular product in the Philippines, and revenue in the chocolate confectionery segment amounts to $74 million so far this year. and is projected to reach $88.3 million by 2021. Many may not know, but there are several Philippine chocolate brands that are ranked very highly around the world, and actually 3 Philippine chocolate brands were ranked among the best in the world at the 2018 Academy of Chocolate Awards in London, UK. The 3 brands were Malagos Agri-Venture Corp, Oro Chocolate, and Theo and Philo Artisanal Chocolates. Both Malagos and Oro fall into the category of dark chocolate, while Theo and Philo chocolates are milk chocolate products. We would definitely need to focus on how to effectively compete against these domestic companies when launching Reese's more effectively in the Philippines.
Next, we have the foreign competition.
When analyzing the foreign competitors that we will have when entering this market, we have to first realize that the Philippines are actually known for their cacao plants already. Cacao plants, which first made it to the Philippine shores in 1670 through a Spanish friar, are currently one of the country's key crops with a huge potential in the world marketplace. The Philippines import more than $100 million worth of cacao a year from other cacao producing countries, such as Australia, Japan, and Europe. Those would be our main competitors when entering this market. They also produce 10,000 metric tons of it per year, and the reason for this imbalance in terms of what they produce and how much they import is mainly because the Philippines create raw cacao, while they import more fermented sweet cacao, which would be great for Reese's to enter this market because clearly there is a demand for a sweeter chocolate peanut butter based candy.
Wrapping it up, we will now look at an analysis of the economic and political factors, as well as the cultural values of the Philippines.
To begin our analysis, we will take a look at some of the economic factors we must consider in the Philippines market today. In 2017, Philippines' economy was among the top 3 growth performers in their region, topped only by Vietnam and China. The Philippines' annual exports rose significantly in 2017, which was a primary contributor to the economic growth. The total GDP in Philippines was an all-time high at $313.6 billion. This gives the country a rank of 34 on the largest economies by nominal GDP. Moving now to the trade segment. Among the major economic sectors in 2017, the fastest growth occurred in industry at 7.2%, followed by services at 6.8%. Philippines' total external trade in goods in June 2018 reached $14.75 billion, which was an increase of 13.5% from that same month in 2017. The top 3 exports of the Philippines are electrical machinery, equipment, machinery including computers, and optical technical and medical apparatus. The top 3 imports, containing similar groups, are electrical machinery, equipment, machinery including computers, and minerals, fuels including oil. Based on the latest available data from June 2018, the Philippines' gross savings rate was measured at 13.3%, which was a 0.7% drop from the previous quarter. As we know through our research, Philippines consumers are highly emotional and do not plan their finances very well, economically speaking. These are definitely factors we will consider.
There have been a lot of political and legal factors that have shaped the marketplace in the Philippines. At the moment, the political situation is pretty stable. In 2016, voters elected Rodrigo Duterte into office. During the last couple of years, he's had a high approval rating and has cracked down on crime. Economic stability and business activity has yet to see much change, yet he has drawn some criticism from the international community about his independent foreign policy. His first foreign trip to China, seeing a rekindling of friendship on economic and political grounds between the two countries and lessening its dependence from the United States. The strong growth of Philippines' economy has allowed the government to prioritize domestic law and order issues over certain economic policies. A rapid decline in the president's popularity caused investors' confidence to wane by the end of 2017. There are required areas such as business freedom, investment freedom, and the rule of law that has changed a lot of people's mind. Consumer spending remain as the major component of domestic demand, supported by the remittances from overseas, the continued growth of business processing outsourcing industry, a growing middle class, and moderate inflation. The Philippines' year-on-year GDP has been one of the fastest in the region. The growth accelerated from 6.1% in 2015 to 6.9% in 2016. This could be a result of election-related spending, a robust domestic demand, created an economic expansion even with a weak external environment, and a contraction in agricultural output. Some economists predicted that the economy will grow 7% in 2017. This could be due to Duterte's government more expansionary fiscal stance and increasing spending.
Filipinos are very relational people and are often happy to live in groups. many Filipinos actively seek union with others in their lives. In the Filipino culture, the family is the center of the social structure, and this includes immediate family, grandparents, uncles and aunts, cousins, and more. It is not uncommon for children to live and have many godparents, and it is very common for family members to work for the same company, and often hiring is preferred to be given to family members.
So now we understand the market environment, let's take a look at the consumer behavior.
There is definitely a unique side to the Filipino consumer. They are always looking for sales, but quality products at the same time. As we've touched on before, the demographics of the Filipino people are one of the most prominent factors in our proposal. The fast-growing, young, tech-savvy population makes this one of the best target markets in the world. Unlike most other countries, the Philippines has already been exposed to peanut butter as a common grocery product. This familiarity itself is a huge step in the right direction, making it more likely for the taste of Reese's products to line up with their existing palates. Although they are health conscious, they are simultaneously drawn to sweeter items such as everyday spreads. We figured this would be a great opportunity to start with our dark chocolate peanut butter cups in order to convey the health benefits to the population.
Alright, good chap, we're almost there. Now to the fun part, the marketing plan.
Now moving to our final part of our marketing plan, which is promotion. We will now go through an IMC plan, which will include a message, our communication objective, and our 3 primary promotional decisions in the Philippines market. Based on our research, we've conducted a message that Reese's offers the perfect assortment of peanut butter chocolate products to suit the needs of all members of the family. This message touches on one of the primary values in the Philippines, which is family, as it is the center of consumer purchasing decisions. Our communication objective would be to increase Reese's market share in Philippines by targeting families and building brand loyalty to Reese's through effective promotion. Our first promotional strategy will involve direct marketing. First, we would like Reese's to utilize direct selling, specifically multi-level marketing, which is a form of direct selling in which a direct seller recruits others into his or her network, provides training and mentorship, and then earns a fee or commission based on the productivity of the sales network. According to our research, multi-level marketing is effective in the Philippines, and we would like to make Reese's a member of the Direct Selling Association of Philippines, which would give Reese's access to an established direct selling distributorship network in the country. This association currently has 29 renowned members. Next, we would like to implement outdoor advertising, specifically electronic billboards and public transit ads, as they are popular tools in the Philippines and would reach many consumers. Advertising in Philippines has evolved from traditional tri-media outfits, such as print and radio, and local advertisers are now using a number of tools including electronic billboards and public transit ads. Some advertisements utilize Western images or concepts, but many market segments as localized versions of the product. The use of celebrity endorsers or other high-profile personalities is well-tested and well-received formula for local advertising, and we think Reese's can implement these onto the billboards and public ads and use celebrity endorsers that reflect strong family values to relate to our potential target market. Another effective direct marketing tool would be industry-specific trade shows, where Reese's could go and interact with consumers and retailers and demonstrate their product. One of these such shows, for example, is the International Food Exhibition Philippines, IFEX, which takes place in May 2019 and would be a great chance for Reese's to display their products. Last but not least, we recommend that Reese's follows the successful brand promotion technique of companies such as Red Bull and implement brand ambassadors to drive a Reese's truck to popular events, specifically where there would be families, including festivals or sports tournaments, where they can interact with the consumers and hand out free samples while educating the consumers on Reese's products and any promotional deals that may be happening at the time. Now moving to our second promotional strategy, which is public relations. We would like to market Christmas-themed Reese's products to families during the holiday season. Specifically, we would like to market dark chocolate Christmas trees during the winter, as we know that dark chocolate is one of the consumers' preferences in the Philippines. These would be packaged like Christmas presents and more of a premium packaging strategy. We would also like to create a Reese's ad to appeal to families. For example, there's a classic Filipino pork dish called chocolate meat, which gets its name from the way the pork blood resembles chocolate sauce. The ad could be as follows. Imagine a young child constantly asking his mom for food. "Mom, can I have chocolate meat?" And the mom responds, "Chocolate candy?" The child insists on chocolate meat. But finally, the mom pulls out a Reese's bar. This is exactly what the kid wants for Christmas. as it's blending his cultural values with the Filipino consumer's love for chocolate.
And finally, promotion 3.
In terms of digital marketing promotion in the Philippines, television is huge, and most exposure to new products come from the TV. The images depicted in commercials often influence what the consumers buy. According to Stuart Jamieson, Nielsen's managing director in the Philippines, there's a rising reliance on social media postings, active internet searchings, and internet forums where consumers can learn more about the product and read about reviews of other consumers like them. Marketers who are able to inject these strategies in their product development can count on the Filipino consumers to be their ambassadors among their family and friends offline and online.
In terms of our placement decisions, we wanted to start small and create an experience for the Filipino consumer like they've never seen before. Positive exposure to the famous Reese's products is crucial. As we are planning to target families and parents of the household, it should be fun for everyone. In order to start gaining loyal consumers, we plan to drive a vehicle around dense communities once a week and deliver various free products to the people. Once they realize they can only get the products on a certain day of the week, they will be wanting more and more due to the scarcity. Eventually, we will expand and distribute Reese's products in various grocery stores, malls, along with online retailers due to the extreme usage of the internet in the Philippines. We want to eventually have factories structured in each major city as well. We are bringing families together one small step at a time.
I will be discussing price points. A major factor to look at is the average income for the Philippines. This is a very helpful breakdown with the average salary in the Philippines being around $11,959 per year. They're very price sensitive. They want to eat healthy, so we're going to include 4 grams of protein on the package with only 220 calories, which can take 10 minutes to run off. And they also love freebies. Price lines, we must look at other candidates. The top candidate is the Milagros chocolate. It's the most popular chocolate in the Philippines. It's made there and it's been there for around 15 years. To be the best, you must challenge the company at the top, and they are basically the top right now. The price for 3 chocolates on the websites include dark chocolates is around $5.30, and it comes with an envelope. We were thinking about we would sell a package of 2 for around $3.10. This would be a produced in the country cost, and probably wouldn't be the same if we imported it. It's important to mention that. With an envelope that would be used as a present, and it come with a free one if you have a coupon. If the customer only wants one, the price is around $1.25. Discount coupons are important to talk about. Philippines are often lured by product promos and affordable prices. 40% of the Philippines respondents in a study conducted by Ragnar. So it's important to include the buy 2 get 1 free. An average household is 5 people, usually 3 kids. Each kid gets a candy. If the family only has 2 kids, parents get to share the candy, the other candy that's available. They come in a key pouches and can be used as presents to the extent to which a sale is offered. For the month of December, we would donate a percentage of net profits to charitable causes.
We will now break down our budget and how we got our budgeted totals. So we gathered benchmark estimates from various marketing sources to create our marketing budget plan, and after totaling our expenses for the year, we estimate yearly expenses for our 3 promotions to equal approximately $880,000 per year. We understand that entering a new market is much more costly, as it entails market research, distribution costs, and more. However, for the sake of this presentation, these estimates are based on the specifics of our 3 promotional strategies. We will now break down each cost further. The total cost of our direct marketing will be approximately $530,000 per year. First, the cost of outdoor advertising, which will include the placement of our electronic billboards, will total to $2,000 to $7,000 per week, which is approximately $104,000 to $364,000 for the year. It will also include our public transit ads, which will be placed around bus stops and different subways, which will cost around $3,000 to $6,500 per month, totaling $156,000 to $338,000 for the year. The third aspect of the direct marketing plan is the cost of our Reese's truck at $20,000.
For our second promotional strategy, we analyzed the costs of public relations, which came out to a total of $150,000 per year. First, we have position and strategy, which we've allocated $100,000 to in terms of where we're going to be marketing our product. In terms of packaging, we've allocated $50,000 to, which includes that new Christmas packaging and any other packaging that we will use going forward in the Philippines. Lastly, we'll look at our third promotional strategies, which is cost of digital marketing. We allocated $200,000 to this for the entire year. First, we'll look at branding. We put aside $100,000 a year for this to ensure that the Filipino population has a brand they can trust, is family friendly, and that they will remember. Secondly, we put $100,000 into social media and television ads. This is very important because this is our main influence on the Filipino population in terms of the decisions they make and the products they consume.
And that's it. Thank you for sitting through this whole thing. I hope you enjoyed the time, and sorry for we ran over it. Have a nice day.